And I just wanted to ask you, and you just made a good point there, Ewok. Some of these bigger names, bigger influencers, big channels and stuff like that, these guys kind of starting to openly talk about Hex a little bit more, appear with Richard, stuff like that. What other opportunities do you think that could lead to for Hex? We were just kind of talking about exchanges and things like that a little bit ago. I was even thinking, like we're talking about price points like the dollar and stuff. What about an opportunity? If you actually, you shouldn't say opportunity. I guess it would be like righting a wrong. But for some of these ranking sites to put Hex where it actually should go, I mean, what is that going to take? And if not that, again, what do you think? What kind of opportunities could all of this lead to for Hex down the road?
The biggest one is CoinMarketCap. We still are locked at 201 no matter what kind of market cap we do. Those, the people need to understand, and I know a lot of guys that are in Hex understand this a lot, but the reason is Binance owns CoinMarketCap. They put stuff on the front page and in the rankings that you can buy on Binance, trade, lose your money, get chopped up with fees. And you can't do that with Hex. Like, it's not listed on any major exchange. The volume is 98% transparent, right? So when there's buys, when there's sells. You look at Bitcoin's transparency, and they might be 30%, 40% transparent, which means there's wash trading happening all the time that we don't know about. They're in the back rooms trading back and forth for no fees to push the price up or to push the price down. And they can also hit a button and basically liquidate everybody. So, as far as ranking sites go, Coin Paprika is the only one that I know of that ranks it 100% accurately. Now, the only thing that they don't do well is, I believe, the volume. Their API does not pull in the volume very well from Uniswap. It only shows the Bitmart data because that is the only centralized exchange, I think. So when you look at Coin Paprika and go to the volume, it's only a couple $1,000. So it doesn't look, maybe I think it was the other day. And then we have Nomics, who there for a while, we were in close with Clay, the owner and founder of Nomics. And then I think he took a lot of pressure from some bigger name people who I think coerced him into removing a large part of the supply because they said it was not circulating. So, there's that. And then, the Hexicans were pretty fed up with it because, Satoshi's coins aren't circulating, but yet you list those for Bitcoin. So, when they do things to one token and not the rest and don't follow suit, you can see that there's clear gatekeeping happening. Now, as far as opportunity, when will they do it? As far as I know, there's still an existing lawsuit out there against CoinMarketCap for unfairly ranking us. I haven't heard any progress. Nobody really talks about it anymore, but as far as I know, it hasn't been settled yet. So we'll see how that all plays out. But CZ is a pretty tough person to corner.
Yeah.
And we actually, I think, were one of the first people to serve papers via Twitter because nobody knew where he was, and to actually serve them with the papers for the lawsuit. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as far as ranking sites go, we always talk about the whole vanity metric. Does it really matter? Does the market cap really matter? When Hex goes to $1, we're going to have a $600 billion market cap, essentially. So we'll see where the other coins are, but in theory, depending on how quickly it happens, it could overtake Ethereum, and that would cause a lot of stir as well.
Oh, it definitely would, yeah, and hopefully by that point, Ethereum would have overtaken Bitcoin too.
Yeah.
Well, then that would put Hex number one, I guess, but
Yeah.
yeah, would be very interesting indeed. So, yeah, a lot of exciting things going on with Hex. I'm interested to see as this year goes on and into the next bull market how these other people kind of react to it. And we did touch on this earlier, Bristology, but yeah, go ahead and take that, Ewok.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had kind of mentioned that it's still correlated overall, but when you look at the moves that happen, um, I don't think it is. I really don't think it's correlated directly with anything, only because our liquidity isn't really tied to anything but USDC. You know, there may be 10 or 15% tied to an Ethereum pair, and then there's a very small percent tied to Bitcoin, but it's not enough to move the price when it moves at all. So I don't think it's correlated. I just think the overall market sentiment has a lot more to do with it than actual correlation. So I hope that answers Brisology and just my opinion on the whole thing.
Well, an interesting thing about that too, I guess, is also kind of defining like how specific of a correlation, because I mean, like just anecdotally, and this sounds pretty dumb, I admit, but like, when I look at the charts every single day, just at different points, I mean, there are many times when the main market is going in one direction, Hex, Hedron, like a lot of the ecosystem is either not really moving or like slightly in the other direction. It's very reminiscent of like, if I would look at stocks and bonds or whatever back in the day, it would just, which is kind of cool for a portfolio too, whenever that happens, because, you can have Hex be the only thing that's pulling your portfolio down, depending upon the time of day or year
Yeah.
it is, or up. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if those time frames though are high enough to really mean a correlation difference though, I mean, correlation, I guess, much like defining what kind of cycle you're in also just depends on time. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of the main factors. So,
Well, I think
um,
also, there is such an ecosystem built around Hex. So when I see correlation, I see, yes, Hex, Hedron, Icosa, all those things are
mhm.
correlated. Then you look at Maxi and Decimus and Lucky and Trio and all the Maximus side of things. Um, you're gonna find discounts and premiums on all of those if you're careful, because it all depends on who's selling and doing what in the market. But they all move extremely together. So, if there's any kind of correlation at all, those are, truly correlated, but it's also because of their trading pairs themselves. So,